Getting through this is going to be very funny. Hello everyone, it's Jo. I am back after a long leave of absence, and today I will be talking about modeling, something that I have been into my entire life. I've always been into the fashion industry. I started when I was about 12 professionally. And this video is kind of my story, how I got into it, and some tips and tricks for how you can get into it yourself if it's something that you eventually want to do. It is definitely my passion. I love creating art through photography. I love fashion photography. That's something that I'm also very interested in. It's something that I'm trying to get some practice on so I can get better and better. I'm gonna start my whole story within the industry actually at age 6. I started doing acting classes and like community theater when I was 6, and this was all stuff that I wanted to do. Like, my mother did not get me into it. I was always very motivated to do it myself. So I kind of stopped doing theater because as I got older, everything was musicals. And I can't sing or dance for my life. So I couldn't really be cast as any kind of important role because I didn't have those skills. But when I was 12, I decided that I wanted to start getting into things professionally and make this my career. I mean, I always wanted to be an actress, but I was always into fashion and photography and like cinematography when I was little. Like, my friends and I would make clothes for our dolls, and we would like take fashion editorials of the dolls and upload YouTube videos of the dolls, and it would be like little skits that we would perform and the dolls were the characters. So yeah, like I said, when I was 12 I started getting into the industry more professionally. My mom actually found this showcase over the radio in Orlando, and it was this huge showcase. There was probably like 1,000 people there, and what you did was you participated in different events, and at each event there was different agencies and casting directors there that were looking for talent. And so it was a lot of money to be a part of this showcase. And was it worth it? I don't know, because when I was 12 I really didn't put as much effort as I should have into it. I didn't take it as seriously as I should have. So there's my one tip. I don't think that the whole showcase route is a really awful way to start, but if you're gonna do it, you need to be really serious and you need to be on your game and really look for those casting directors and impress them, because when I was doing it I was just really subpar. I actually have a copy of my first ever comp card that I did through this showcase. I was 12. This was my first ever headshot, and then on the back there's 2 little pictures of me. That's from when I was 12. I actually got my first agency, but I got a few like small little gigs through them. Like, I got some commercial work with Scholastic and a few other like really small little commercial things. From about the ages of like 12 to 14, really didn't do much. I wasn't very active. I was very dependent on my agency. And then at 14, I realized that I could start submitting myself online for things. And so the most helpful websites that I've found for that is modelmayhem.com, which you set up a profile and you can get in contact with other photographers and fashion designers in your area for shoots. There is a lot of like lingerie, and I think there's some porn casting on there too. Like, sometimes it's really sketch, so maybe it's just the area because I kind of live like close to Miami, and so, you know. But I would just be very careful. A lot of times it's very explicitly stated what each casting is for. A lot of times it'll say like 18 plus, and that's a big red flag. Make sure you research everything and look into everything that you're doing very intensely, the people that you're working with, the companies that you're working with. Just make sure there's nothing sketchy going on there. I also used Backstage.com, which is kind of expensive. I believe it's $144 a year, but I've been cast in a few commercials in the Miami area from there, and those commercials paid really well. The last place that I've really used to market myself is actually Instagram. If you go and look on my Instagram, which I'll link below, it's entirely like pictures of me modeling. I don't have that much personal stuff on there because it's like a business. Like, everyone that follows me on my Instagram, well, I do have some friends that follow me, but a lot of it is like photographers and people in the industry, and so I always keep that really up to date with my latest shots and everything. So Instagram kind of leads into my first tip for you guys, which is to build your portfolio using trade shoots. I think that this is something that's probably pretty commonly said to new models. I only have ever paid for one photo shoot in my life, and it was my first ever photo shoot, and it was because I just desperately needed really good looking professional pictures for this agency that I was with. And that photo shoot was very expensive. It was very worth it because those pictures are still some of the best pictures that have ever been taken of me. But that's not how you have to go. Like, you shouldn't be spending thousands of dollars on new pictures and new material when there's so many photographers in your area that are so willing to do trade shoots where you can both get work for your portfolios. So like, for instance, this is my first comp card with an agency. And so this was the headshot. This was the shoot that I paid for. That was quite expensive. Here's the back. So yes, I have been with about like 4 or 5 different agencies because none of them have done for me what I need them to do for me. A lot of agencies, especially in Florida, are more numbers based, like they just sign on a bunch of people and then send like random castings out. Like I would get emails about looking for a real Hispanic family, and I'm like, I'm not a family and I'm not Hispanic, so I'm sorry, I'm a little white girl. Find those photographers through Instagram. Find clothing companies through Instagram, because you have basically, I mean, what they share on their Instagram is probably some of the best in their portfolio. So you have their portfolio laid out for you, you know where they are, and all you have to do is send them a DM. It's so easy. My second tip is to be a fearless self-promoter. Don't be afraid to promote yourself and to just like believe in yourself, even though there's always going to be girls that are prettier than you, taller than you, skinnier than you, whatever. For me, this is my dream, and this is something that I've really always wanted to do. It's in my heart, it's in my soul. And I know that it's kind of funny that something so superficial, like modeling really is superficial. It really is. It's about selling a product and using your body and your beauty to sell a product. That's what it is. I appreciate more of like the artistic part of it, the editorials, how clothing allows you to express yourself. That's what I appreciate more about. My third and final tip is to be content with waiting. By waiting, I mean waiting for that big agency, waiting for that big break. I've been at this for like 5 years now, and I still haven't gotten my big break. I haven't gotten my big agency, but I am doing everything I can on my own to further my career. I just gotta have faith that one day it will happen for me, because if I keep pushing and I keep believing in myself, it will happen. I'm kind of at a weird age. I'm almost 17. I'm 5'8", and I'm not a stick. You know what I mean? I'm not fat, but I'm not a stick either. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. Let me know if you have any other questions or comments. Leave them down below, please, and I'll maybe make another video answering your questions. I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you next video.